is up there and it's stuck there. Your girl is back with a video, a story time at that. I was sitting here and I was like, you know what? The last story I told seemed to be liked. You know, I got a lot of feedback on it, and I was like, you know what? I may be young, but I got some crazy stories, y'all. You'd be surprised. So, as you can see by the title, what I'm gonna be talking about, we're gonna get into this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, subscribe. Your girl is on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Thanks to everyone who has been tuning into my channel, watching my videos, and yeah, being consistent and supporting your girl. I greatly appreciate you and love you so much. All right, so let's get into this video. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna tell y'all about a time where my ex got my friend pregnant. So yes, it happened, and there's no bad blood. I mean, we grown. This was all in high school. You know, it is what it is. So unfortunately, she got the roughneck side of him a little bit more, and like extremely more than what I think anyone at that time had dealt with. Like, she got the next level. So yeah, so let's get into this video and let me not chat around. So again, my stories are all based on true stories. These are things that I've actually experienced. These are things that I'm able to revert back to when I'm doing music. So again, like, come on. I've been in some crazy weird relationships, and I've been in some jacked up situations because of these relationships. Okay, so this was sophomore year in high school. I had just gotten out of a relationship with someone that I had been with someone I had been with on and off since like the 8th grade. We were in a relationship for a while, but we ended up breaking up. And aside from him, there was also another ex who I was on and off with since before then. So long story short, as far as the on and off is concerned, I literally I have dated and did date the same people over and over again over a long extended period of time. So that's how that was. But this one in particular, that this story time is about, he is the one that I was with from like the beginning of time, like crazy long, on and off, like between, it was so many girls, so many situations. Again, be mindful, guys, I was not sexually active in school, like while I was in school at all. I was in those little innocent relationships, but you know how it is, the guys and most girls were. So cheating kind of came with relationships as far as I was concerned, because everyone was just hot in the pants and I just wasn't. But anyways, I remember a girl moved to our school from another state, state close by, and she didn't really have that many friends. She was always quiet and to herself. Like, nobody was really opening up really to be her friend. And I remember just being that person. So we ended up being that person to like, hey, you know, what's your name? And we ended up hitting it off, right? We had a class together and we joked around all the time. And we just got really close. And so it just went from there. She was dealing with my ex's cousin and like a couple of other dudes that I knew. She was like experienced. And so she was experimenting with pretty much every cute dude that was in the school, right? And I was like, girl, handle your business. You know, she used to tell me her stories, you know, whatever. She used to leave school. Like, it was just a lot. It was a lot. But I supported her. I'm your friend, you know, like, I got you. Cool. Anybody asks, I know where you at. But they don't. All right, I got you. Well, this girl, she was dealing with my ex's cousin, and that was her main go-to. They used to leave for lunch all the time and do their thing. Well, one particular night, we ended up going to, I stayed with my mom around this time. This is like Yeah, I was living with my mom and I was able to go out. I think I told y'all like briefly about it a while back, but I was able to go out and stuff. And so I went to this ABC party, anything but clothes. However, we had clothes on. So the seniors at our school, the juniors and seniors at our school threw an ABC party. And the ABC party was anything but clothes. I know. So everyone there had clothes on, but it was like barely any clothes type thing. So me and some of my friends, we had on some Spankies. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with like what cheerleading Spankies are like. They're like the tights that go under your skirt. We had on those. We had on some it was crazy. We had some long high socks on. We had it was just crazy, and the colors were like bright, like neon colors, you know, that we had on, just all of us. I don't know, back then we was just doing and dressing whatever in whatever color. It went together, all three of us. But anyways, this night I remember my ex coming, and he came out to the neighborhood that I lived at. I was up the street at my friend's house. We all was getting ready to go to this party. And he was going too. Mind you, everybody from the school was going to this party. It wasn't like a adult party or like people from outside of school was going to be there. Everybody that went to NACI was going to this party. Well, he pulled up and he called me. He was like, I'm downstairs. I guess he thought that I was going to ride with him there or whatever, but I already knew who I was supposed to be riding there with, right? I wanted him to pull up, like, yeah, you can come out here, like, whatever, you come see me, whatever. And he thought I was gonna go with him, but when I went downstairs, y'all, mind you, this is a little roughneck, okay? This ain't the one, the thug or whatever that I dated, but this is somebody else. He saw what I had on. This man saw what I had on and was like, he cussed me out, y'all. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, it's an ABC party and I got all this stuff. Like, I was so young and trying to just be in these adult relationships and not even doing the full adult act. But it was just so crazy and like, I don't know. But he cussed me out because of what I had on. He did not want me going out in what I had on, and he told me to go upstairs, change. Child, I went upstairs and didn't come back down. He literally sat outside the house for like almost an hour.
This shit here is overrated.
He literally sat outside for like an hour waiting on me. And he was blowing my phone up, like calling me private, blowing my phone up, like, man, where y'all? Come on, come on. And I was like, it's cool, like, I'm not going. And like, it was just bad because a part of him really wanted to like snap. And I knew that he couldn't like snap because you gonna come knock on this girl, my parents' door, like, come on now. No, he wasn't. He was like crazy, but he wasn't that crazy. Well, we leave, right? After he leave, we leave. We waited to go outside, get in the car. So after he leave, we go to the party. The party was in the hood, right? It was at this club that was like in the hood, and just everybody went there. I didn't mind going there because my granny stayed in the hood and it was right around the corner, so if something happened, you know, whatever, I can go over there. So I was like, all right, we get there. I get in the party, we all get in the party. We a little early, so it's a little empty, but he there. This dude is there. He pissed, he mad because of what I got on. Like, it just looked like skimpy, and he was just so mad. He wanted to nut up and just grab me by the back of my neck. I know it.
No, sir, not me.
And take me outside. One of my homegirls was like, man, why he looking at you like that? He was like looking at me like he wanted to like
Tripping, bro. You tripping.
Run into me like a bull or something, which I already knew. But like I said, he was crazy, but he wasn't that crazy. So he tried to keep a lot of stuff discreet. So them little fights and arguments, whatever, discreet. All right, he went missing for a little bit. And I was like, where is he at? You know, like at this point, where is he at? I walk outside, he ain't even out nowhere outside, but he was somewhere outside. We get to school the next week. One of my really close friends was like, you and so, like, y'all broke up again, you know, whatever, because it was known for us to be on and off. Y'all broke up again? I was like, I don't even know what we are at this point. I told him about how he pulled up and whatever. He didn't like what I had on. Then he went missing at the party. When I said something about the party, he was like, you know, like he was acting like he knew something. And I was like, what is it? Because he and I were like best friends, this dude I was talking to. We were best of friends. And he was like, man, okay, I'm going to tell you, but like you can't spaz, bro. I'm just going to tell you because, you know, you sis. And I was like, okay. He was like, well, he was in the car, in the backseat of the car, smashing your friend.
I hate y'all niggas.
And I was like, what friend? Because, you know, I had a couple of them. And he told me who, and it was a girl that I had, became really good and close friends with. Like, I was one of the first friends that she had when she came to school. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man. Like, he asked if I could block. He got in my car and did it in my car, but blocked it with, I don't know, it was something going on where his car had something to do with what they was doing. And I was like, why would you even say yeah to them? He was like, man, that's bro, you know, I didn't even fully realize what was finna happen for real. I was like, dude, you didn't fully realize. Long story short, he witnessed the girl on top of him in the back seat, and the whole action, like everything. Okay, all right. I didn't say nothing. I was like, okay, all right. Maybe 3 weeks passed. I'm acting like everything all cool, but I'm not at the same time. 3 weeks passed, and he called me, and I was like, you know, what's up? It was probably like 3, almost 4 weeks past. He called me, and I was like, what's up? And he was like, I got something to tell you, but I'm scared. And I was like, what is it? You know, who you done if now? In my mind, because this is something that was normal again. I wasn't doing it. So, and plus I had already heard the story, but he didn't know that I knew. So I'm thinking he just finna tell me, man, I messed around with your friend, you know. That's not what he told me. He was like, man, I'm scared to tell you. And I was like, man, tell me, who you done now? And he started laughing a little bit. He was like, why you say that? I was like, because you always doing that. I mean, I'm not giving it to you, so, you know. By this time, y'all, I had made up my mind. I wasn't having sex with nobody from that school. Like, nobody from that school, nobody that I had been with. I didn't feel like any one of them was worth me giving my precious stuff to. You know what I mean? Like, I took my time with my virginity, and I gave it. I was very, like, I did that on purpose, you know? Like, I was like, nah. It wasn't never like, no, Anyways, I'll get to that after I tell y'all this, because y'all know, if you haven't noticed, I do jump around a lot in my story times. Well, he was scared to tell me, and he finally told me, he was like, such and such pregnant. And I was like, what? He don't even know that I already know that he done messed around with this girl. I'm like, what? He was like, she pregnant, man. And I hung up the phone, right? He blew my phone up. He called me like 30 times. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. It was probably more than 30 times he called me. And I finally answered the phone. I was like, what do you want at this point? Because we ain't got nothing to talk about. You need to be going to try to, you know, figure out what y'all got going on. He was like, man, I don't want you to leave me, da da da. He was just, it was the whole shebang. Like, I don't want you to leave me. I'm so sorry, man. Like, I was just mad, man, that night, because you da 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 da. And she came and she was with him, man, and she wouldn't stop. And I was just like,
Stop it. Get some help.
I was over the conversation. Mind you, I wasn't doing anything with this man, right? Because I dated him, people thought I was, because this dude was just known for that, you know? pretty much the other ex of mine was known for that too. And I wasn't, and I just knew that it was gonna happen. But I was telling him, see, this is why, like, you would never be able to lay down with me. Like, I was telling him that I used to always, every time an ex did something and I knew I was done, I would make sure I let them know this is a part of the reason exactly why I knew you was not worthy of me giving you my virginity. You just wasn't. Like, you didn't show me nothing, no characteristics, no nothing that will make me feel like you are honorable enough for me to give you my virginity type stuff. Child, this man got my friend pregnant. The conversation with me and her was a whole different beast, because it was like, for a long time, she didn't know what to say to me. She left school and everything. Like, she moved and everything. It was just too much of an uncomfortable position for her to be in. Then she ended up messaging me like this long book apologizing to me, saying, what our whole friendship meant to her and this, that, and the third, and how it just happened, and, she hate that it happened like it did, and just talking about our memories and what we used to do with each other, this, that, and the third, and I was not trying to hear that. Luckily, I wasn't, I don't know, like, you really finna get your back dirty. Luckily, because back then, strangely enough, I used to be like that, but I didn't do that with this situation. I guess this is how I knew for sure that I was fed up, because he had not tried to, like, be cool again after their kid was born and all of that. However, I knew it wasn't finna work. So that's my story time. How it happened, it was at a party in a car. One of my really close friends told me what happened and how it happened, and the finishing act, and what went down, and who wouldn't get up off of who, and that. And then he called me in distress, scared, talking about, I don't want to lose my Jasmine, man, and like the whole 9 yards. She wrote me a whole book, a novel, apologizing and wanting our friendship still. And all at the end, I ain't her friend, and I ain't got nothing to do with him. So yeah, that was a story time. I was a sophomore in high school. Me and this dude had been together for a long time, on and off. I was just constantly dealing with him on and off, even though, like, I used to have to save this dude from getting his behind whooped by dudes. Like, he would grab and rough up a girl, but he wouldn't do it to no dude. That's the type of dude. Why in the world was I even with him? I don't know. It was like, when it came to physical act with females, he would do it. But when it came to getting down to the nitty-gritty with dudes, he wasn't trying to hear and deal with none of that. And I used to always try to tell my friends, like my homeboys, like, no, because, he not even, like that, they wasn't trying to hear that, because they already, low-key knew. No. He liked to put his hands on women, so. And this wasn't, again, y'all, this was not the thug that I dated. This is somebody else that I was with. But that's a story time on my ex getting my friend pregnant. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I will be back with more story time videos. Peace.